And go. Jake, I thought you. Screw it, I'll do it. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Give me a sec. Welcome to BabeCast number 6. Today's topics are going to be about the LCS. Was it right? Am I saying this right?
What?
Am I saying this right? LCS. Oh, you
Yeah.
guys are playing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying right now. Give me a sec. Welcome to BabeCast
stream
number 6.
Give me a
Today's
second.
topics are going to be about. Right, there we go. Okay, start again. Everything started again. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to BabeCast number 6. Today we're going to be talking about Rain died again. LCS. That's just finished. Gaming conventions and Shauna's beautiful picture down there on the bottom right. So and Jake Shades too. So Jake, what have you been playing? We'll start off with the what have we been playing and the usual stuff. So Jake, what have you been playing this week?
Counter-Strike. That's it.
Just mostly Counter-Strike.
And this game called Adventure Capitalist.
I seen that, but I the game doesn't look
It's
like
like-
your kind of thing.
It feels like a chore almost. Like, it's
Oh.
about building this business, and you just gotta you have to restart, and you get percentage bonus every time you restart, and you just restart for a percentage bonus, and then again, and then again, and then again. And it's just like a, I don't know, a
Basically,
Tamagotchi
it sounds
house,
like
but
you're
you check on
building
it.
just for the next stage to be better.
Yeah, basically. So that's basically what I've been playing, Counter-Strike and that.
I seen you carrying in Counter-Strike, to be fair. You were an absolute beast, even if you don't think you were at the time. You were destroying.
Me?
Yeah, you were basically carrying your team while the other guy was flipping his head up. Uh, everyone was just saying PJ Soap, but basically, you'd go in and you'd kill like 4 people alone, and then all your team members would be dead, and I'd just be like, Jake's a beast, and he doesn't even realize he's a beast.
I'm
I
not
was
a
like,
beast.
he's so good. He just soloed and carried them.
There's like a tier table that I found, and it shows you the ranks and where you are. And I'm like a middle of the pack player apparently, between an absolute novice and a pro. So that's not bad to say.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good.
good.
Yeah, it means you're just
Not
a
bad
bit
at all.
behind a pro.
Technically top 50%,
That's good.
but it doesn't make. I don't think I'm that good. It's like Craig's a
Okay,
beast.
compared to those
Everyone
people,
knows
you
Craig.
were a beast.
Okay,
to say
I had
the
I had a
least.
good game. That's fair enough.
Okay, Vika, what have you been playing, bud?
Guild Wars 2. A lot. This week they had they're doing another beta, and to get into the beta, you had to get a super, super rare drop from a mob in one of 2 maps. So it was either in the Dry Top or the Silver Wastes. So I was in the Silver Wastes doing event runs. I did it 8 hours yesterday, and then finally got a beta on my 7th hour. But I've been doing it all week. Yeah, it's been Guild Wars 2, and the drop rate was super small. We're talking like
Was it a grind? Did you get
0.000.
it?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it did 8 hours.
Was
Wow,
So
that's a long grind.
it was long, long
you say it's a
time.
really low drop. How quick is the thing you have to do it? Does it take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes?
Well, the thing is like doing events. So on Silver Wastes, there's 5 or 4 keeps you have to take and then protect from mobs, essentially. And so you just have to do that over and over and over. And each kind of phase is a different event that you'll get a bonus chest from. And like all the mobs you're attacking, as long as they're in those 2 maps, have a chance to drop one as well. So you just ran around killing everything and doing all the events you could.
Okay.
So,
what
but it wasn't all for Vayne though. I did get the beta key, and by doing all that grinding, I also got those maps have their own separate currency, kind of. So I also got a ton of that currency as well, so I can buy some cool armor and stuff. But
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What was
yeah,
the
it was
beta
a
for,
long
though? Was
time.
it for an actual,
The new expansion coming out, the Heart of Thorns expansion coming out probably this summer. It was a beta for that.
Okay, well, are you allowed to talk about anything of it, or have you not really got into
I don't
it
know. I don't know yet.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
receive more information through email.
yet? Okay. Well, if you can talk
So
about
I've
it,
been-
maybe you
I've
can
been
mention
going,
it to
like,
us.
I've been going completely blind on the whole thing. I haven't even looked at the trailer yet. I just want to like jump into it, but I got the beta key, so we're gonna. I don't know. I'll see. If I start it and it's too spoilery for me, then I'll just stop. Obviously.
Okay.
What do you mean if it's too
Yeah.
spoilery? If it's a
Well, because it's a
beta?
beta and it's for the new expansions. There's going to be quests and a whole like storyline and everything like that. So if the beta spoils the storyline too much, then I'm not gonna bother doing it.
Okay.
Are you a person that enjoys the story and MMOs?
Yes, and Guild
Oh,
Wars has a really, 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 really in-depth story. So yeah, I barely scratch the surface with my
Well, I'd
knowledge.
say since the game's that old, there's one thing that like upset me so much. You get the main storyline, don't you? And you get a companion who follows you through most of those. There was a guy called
Hmm.
Tybalt in the storyline for the Dark. What are the assassin type people? What's there's three
The
trees, isn't he?
Whispers.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Whisperers or whatever. And when he died, I was like, no, he's my favorite guy in the whole game. Why would you do this? But he was an absolute
Spoiler.
beast. He just soloed a friggin'
Yes,
dragon. He went off into the place, soloed an whole army and a dragon by himself, and everyone else walked off. And it's like, you're an absolute beast, but now you're dead, and I'm sad and don't want to play the game anymore. uh, what about you, Shauna? What have you been playing?
Oh my goodness. GTA 5. I'm still
Choice.
addicted. Adventure Capitalist. I'm a Black Ops fan, so I play a lot of Black Ops. Um, that's been pretty much it for the past few weeks.
What's your take on a venture capitalist then? Because Jake just thinks it's basically a grind for the next level. What's your take on it?
It's very addicting. It's one of
still
those
addictive, yeah.
almost like I almost want to say like a Farmville type of game that you play on your phone. It makes you want to go back, and instead of energy, you have to have currency. So you keep hoping, and as soon as you get money, you put it into something and just keep growing your business. And then when you start over, it's that excitement of, oh my gosh, I want to build up to where I was before and then build past that. And it just gets very, very addicting. You're constantly checking it, constantly upgrading.
So how do they earn their money? That's a free-to-play game, isn't it? So there's got to be a way to earn money from it. So
There's a way you can like pay for this kind of gold, and then you can get like I'm sure it'll just make you earn things quicker. Like I haven't even had a look because it's like it's the one of the games that there's no point in spending money.
is it
Yeah,
competitive? Is it or is it just single player?
No.
You're doing it for
It's
yourself.
just
No.
like it's like Cookie Clicker. Just think of it like that, basically. But you
Okay.
restart and you get a bonus every time. So it's
You do that
something-
for Cookie Clicker as well. They implemented that you get a bonus
They?
every time you restarted. Yep.
Oh, okay. So it's basically Cookie Clicker then, but it's free and on Steam.
Yeah.
Sponsored.
So the currency sounds like it's just if you're really impatient. That's what it sounds like. for that.
Yeah, but
Yeah. pretty
I
much.
still honestly I haven't even looked because it was like not even. It's not even paying a game to earn you money, which just happens over time, seems like a waste to me.
Yeah.
But I'm
Especially
one
when
of
you
those
can just leave it for
impatient
2
people.
days. Yeah,
Oh,
true.
okay.
I'm definitely one of those impatient
if
people,
you-
so I looked.
If you have the money, then go for it.
Buy
I
cases.
guess. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, by cases. Oh yeah. How about that, Jake? Any luck lately? Any good skins? No.
My friend Ginge, I know I told you guys, but Scott doesn't know.
I don't
Unboxed
know.
the case, Scott. He unboxed the knife, and it was worth £1,000.
Did he sell it? Please say he sold it and didn't just keep
Still
that.
got it for now, but he's gonna.
Oh
he's
yeah,
gonna
you can't sell it for like a few
Yeah.
days, can you? With Counter
Yeah.
Strike stuff, you've got to keep
It's
it.
a week you've got after you encase it, but the
What?
most you can put stuff on the market on Steam is £250. So he's got to like
Really?
trade it down for loads of items and then sell it like that, which is I'd say the only ball ache about it.
The thing about Steam, you can't like take the money out, so it's just gonna be in there, and you're gonna be like, I'm a millionaire in games currency, basically.
Game.
Yeah,
Cool.
I've got so
Just-
much.
Yeah.
If it was me as well, I'd spend it all instantly on stupid games, what I'm never gonna play, and then when the good games come out, and it's like I haven't got the money for it, I know I'd do that. So, yeah.
Do the transactions have to occur within Steam, or is there kind of like a black market for it as well?
I think there's like out of Steam sites for it
Yeah.
and stuff where people trade it for like they have the weird values on it. They price it in keys instead of like case keys instead of
Mm-hmm.
money. And I know there is ones where you can just go on and like offer actual money and stuff, but that's more of like an eBay sort of thing where you message a
Yeah.
person, you accept this much, and you know
It's
the black
kind of
market.
shady with those ones though as well, isn't it? Like
Mhm.
you can't, you could just lose it. I don't think there's any legit ones for it, because they can't be legit, because they.
Yeah, lots of risk. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure there is trusted or better websites than others though. Like, you would definitely be super cautious as you could.
True, but it's not really the websites you have to trust, it's the other person. They could send you the money and then take it back.
No,
Yeah.
but if he did it for items,
Easily.
because I told you he can't. Well, yeah. If he just did it the items way, where he traded it down for
Yeah.
like £200 items, then he would have 5, and then it would be like he could do it through Steam if he wanted to. Then.
But if you did
So.
it through Steam, that's what I'm saying. The currency would just be on Steam. So
Yeah, that's the only
Mhm.
problem with that. But still, you're not going to complain spending £3 to get something that's worth £1,000.
Yeah.
okay,
yeah.
so this just makes me think of something now. There was a thing about they've took it off now, but remember the modding that Steam decided to do, and there was a big uproar about it, and it's just a few
Oh
days
yeah. Oh
back.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
The modding.
yeah, basically, okay,
Skyrim
Steam
modding.
allowed it so you could sell mods through Steam itself. They take 75%, was that right? They take 75% of the commission, and that you sell it at whatever price you wanted. And it was for Skyrim, the mods were for. And basically, I wasn't, what I was what I was thinking of was the money able to be withdrawn, or was that through Steam as well? What was the situation on that one?
I'm not entirely sure. I didn't really look too much into it. Essentially, you could sell your mod on Steam, like through Steam, and then 25% goes back to the modder, and then 75% goes towards the developers and Steam, and kind of dispersed between
It's a lot of
everybody.
money to get, like,
Um,
for them to want to take, but it's a bit, they've
It
removed it now
is,
as
but
well.
it's like you're going from having the mod and not being able to charge for it to being able to charge for it. So it gave them a way to charge for it, although they weren't getting too much out of it. It was more than getting nothing out of it.
Yeah.
Because most of them just live off
Yeah.
donations anyways, so they could still get donations as well as the income from the mod itself. So
I
I
suppose
don't
of
know.
all the uproar it was bringing in, though, it's a good thing that they've closed it down, because that would have, the dispute about that would have still been going on for God knows how long.
They
Yeah.
do something similar to that on Counter Strike. I'm pretty sure I was told that, like people in the community, I go on the Reddit sometimes. They design skins and post them on there, and if Valve choose to use them, they get a percentage of like the cases or something, the money spent. So
Mm.
I can imagine that would be like quite a sizable amount of money, because you see everyone opens cases on Counter Strike.
Yeah.
Well, almost everyone.
Mhm.
So that'd be pretty cool, just to say I'm a big fan of this game, and you got to contribute towards it. But I would hate it if I made a skin and then it was one of the ones that everyone said, yeah, that skin sucks. I want this other one for this case. You're like, oh, I made that. But I guess it's still be cool, you know.
Okay.
So I've got that on it. Has everyone said what we've been playing? Have you said, Scott?
Yeah,
Before
oh
I
no,
go.
I didn't say anything actually. Yeah,
No?
I completely forgot about myself. Well, I've been playing all the games on the convention, but we'll talk about that later anyway.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Minecraft lately, but it's just been mini games, and I've been so salty about it because everyone thrashes me.
Do they
when
target you?
they do from the stream. Like if they're from the
Yeah.
stream, they basically target me, and it's like, well, there's this one called sheep. I don't know what it's called. It's something about sheep. But basically, you've got to collect a sheep and take it back to your base. And we were doing it the other day, and people were coming to attack us when we had no sheep or anything, just because I was there. So they were all from these other bases coming to kill me, letting the team that didn't have anyone from the stream win. And I was just like, I hate you guys. I'm sick of it. I'm staying up here and I'm not coming down ever again. Because when you spawn, you're basically up in this little cave thing where no one can reach until you drop out to go fight. But yeah, they were attacking me. But it was mostly just people being good at the game, and I was calling them a hacker. I call everyone a hacker if they're being better than me. And then when I started winning, I was like, I'm a hacker. I'm loving this. So but yeah, I got salty at Minecraft. What else was I playing? I played a bit of GTA 5. Not much went on there other than a lot of lag and cars getting bounced off stomachs because it was that laggy. And I can't really think of anything else. Probably played other games, but I can't. Do you want to move on to the first topic anyway, Jay? We'll pick one of your ones and then we'll move on to the other one later.
Well, I've got, what do you think of pay to win, and then like in-game purchases, like pay to win and cosmetic transactions, like skins for Counter Strike, skins for League, Dota, any kind of game you could spend money on and it not affect the actual gameplay, but it'll be cosmetic. Do you think that's a good thing a game to do, a bad thing? And then pay to win, is it a good idea to do that? So we'll start with pay to win. Michael, what do you think?
Pay to win. Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of. I mean, pay to win is like pretty like ambiguous statement because
It
I
gives
mean
you a tactical advantage or a
it
power advantage over
does,
someone
but for
else.
most games that implement so-called pay to win, you can get up to the level that they are. It'll just take you 2 years, while they will just pay and have it within like a month of playing. So it's kind of like it is pay to win at
But
the start
if a new
in a
game is
way.
out, are you gonna play a game for 2 years just to catch up with someone, and then they bring out
Well,
more DLC and they pay for
well,
that, and
no.
then they're another year
So
ahead of
you
you?
have to be. There's kind of a
Yeah.
balancing act with
Pay
pay
to
to
win
win.
isn't always like that though. What you've got to think about is the games that basically sell an overpowered item that you can't obtain in it without buying it. So
So I haven't really run
there are
into
those
many of them. Do you
cases.
have any examples? Just so I
I
can.
can't think of any off the top of. Well, basically, I used to play a game called Perfect World, but the Malaysian server,
Yeah.
you couldn't
Mhm.
do raids unless you saved up loads of money to buy this one item to do that one raid. So I see what you say about the time one, but it's just stupid to save up all the money for this one item that you've got to buy. And basically, they made it so you kind of needed those items, and you had to pay for them all the time in the cash shop. But there are games I played, and I can't think of any at the moment, where you could buy certain like weapons or equipment that you could not get through the game itself, and you couldn't buy from other players because there was no trading. And I just can't think of what they are now, but I know there were games like that. I'm not playing this. I'm gone. So there are games like that, but I see what you mean with the time ones. But also, I think they are basically if you've got to play for ages just to get up to somebody else's level, while you're getting thrashed by those people, it's kind of like in your face, and not
Yeah.
good. And then what was the other bit? Yeah, oh no, Shauna,
Cosmetic
what's your
transaction.
opinion on it? Go, Shauna.
Thank you. I actually like being able to pay to do certain things. I don't have the same amount of time to
Mhm.
dedicate to a game. Kind of like what Vika was saying. I can't spend 2 years on a game or hours and hours and hours every day. So for me, I would rather be able to stay up with my friends and or if there's something that I can't get past, I can't beat a certain level to earn that item to move forward. I like knowing that I can still acquire it and still continue the game. So
But in
I'm
your
for both.
instance, what I see is more experience boosters and that kind of things. Boosts for the game, not really
When you say
items and
pay
that.
to win, it normally like suggests that you're beating another player, not a level.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Like
I
if
get
me
what
and
you're
Vika
saying.
played and we were exactly the same skill, because I have a gun that does, I don't know, or something that does 5 extra damage, I'm just gonna win every time. Not every time, but you know what I mean. There's gonna be
Yeah.
that's
Hmm.
the way I see it in my head when someone says pay to win. I'm like, okay, this guy's getting some kind of advantage, which is just
Okay, there is a
strange.
game I can think of, and I don't know if they still
It's
do it now. They
Mhm.
might have removed it, but have you ever played? I'm trying to think of the game. Give me a second.
Mhm.
Uh,
Sure.
I can't think of it. Basically, you get. I was talking about this one other time. You build a base, and other people come and attack it. The Mighty Quest for Epic
Roblox.
Loot or something like that. You know that one?
Oh,
You heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I've
I've
never
heard of
played it.
Well,
it.
that
I've
one,
never
basically,
played
there's
it.
one class in it that you have to buy, but that class is, and they could say it's not, they can say whatever they want, but after watching somebody come through that class is basically overpowered because it's got like spin moves and everything
Mhm.
that just demolish. And they made you had to buy that class, and I think that class is a lot better than the other classes because of the
Mhm.
abilities it's got, and it just starts out as a hench beast anyway. So you can't get it unless you buy it, and you can't buy it with
Wow.
in-game currency, so. I think that
But
one
then
is
again,
certain
Wow.
things like that.
there are games like League of Legends where to earn champions, there's two ways you can do it. You can pay to earn that champion, or you can play and play and play and play and earn the game currency that you get from just playing to
Yeah.
pay for them. So with like Shauna's situation where you're like, I don't want to spend all this time, it could take you like a week or two to earn some of the champions. Just if you played like 4 or 5 games a day, or if
Yeah.
you just want bought RP for that, that's not.
That's not pay to win either because you're not going to be good with that
No,
No,
champion.
I'm just
No,
talking
they're all
about shortening the
balanced, right?
time.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
all balanced in that game. I guess it's when
but
you have unbalanced games is when it gets.
See, but
even for me though, like
Mhm.
with what you guys are saying, um, yes, I get very frustrated by players who are able to buy better equipment, and even if we're the same level, they beat me. But I absolutely loved a game, but I'm not great at it. So for me to
You need
enjoy
the
a game,
advantage.
I would buy that advantage just to be
Yeah.
able to kill somebody and keep the interest in the game.
But if I was
I would
playing
not
with
play
you,
with
I'd be
you.
so salty. I'd be like, look, she's
Yeah,
not
Yeah.
even good, but she's just bought a
For me
freaking rocket
personally,
launcher.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if
You would,
someone
but I like that I have that option.
if someone on my team was like destroying everyone, and I knew they had this like not maybe overbearing advantage, but it was like this super edge, or some games on a lesser edge, I'm just like, yeah, but you got an edge. Shut up.
Yeah,
You know.
you can kind of use it back when you lose. You can be like, yeah, but you've got this. So in a way, when you come back with it, I suppose you can say like, you've got the advantage. You can't brag about it. You've got no bragging rights because of the advantage, though. When you think about it, unless you just go, I've got money. That's how I
Some
brag.
people don't care though. Like I was playing Counter Strike yesterday. This is kind of different, but you know when people have an advantage and they still think they're cool. Like we were playing a game of Counter Strike. It was me, and we had a group of 4 or 5 people, and this guy was just like. After 3 rounds, he just killed Rob through the smoke with an AWP shot. I'm like, that can happen. I said to Rob, but Rob was like, I don't know. And then he was like, I love smurfing, and then he named like a really high rank. And then I was like, oh, okay, this guy's smurfing. And then later on in the game, someone else on their team got vac banned. Just like I
Mm.
knew it, and so our friend Joey was in the call with us, so he was just spectating, and there was a guy just like stood against the wall, looking at our like player model
Oh
straight through
my
the wall and stuff.
gosh.
And Joey
Yeah.
was like, "Jake, you know when he killed you 2 rounds ago?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, he was just aiming at you through the wall and just waited for so long, and I'm like, "What a dick," you know.
Wow.
So people will use anything, wall
Yeah.
hacks, aim hacks, and on Counter Strike, a lot of people recently have been getting caught. So I'm like.
Overwatch.
You're paying 5, yeah, Overwatch and just vac waves have been detecting it. But is it worth winning that badly that you would risk just wasting £5 and like hours of just letting a bot play for you? All you do is click left mouse and you're winning the game. Like I don't understand that stuff. Buy a case, you might get a skin. I'd do that with that £5. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You
I
might
think you have a
get a
problem
skin.
with
Let's
that
be
though,
honest.
Jake.
Same.
I think you're getting a little too deep into the case
I just
buying.
need one knife and then I can retire. I'm not
Just
that
one more case.
I
Just
just
one
need
more
to win
case.
worlds
Yeah.
once, you know? I just need to win LCS once
Oh
and then
yeah,
I'm
setting your
done.
sights low.
You
Yep.
can quit anytime.
What was the other half of
Exactly.
this anyway? There was another half that you said. It's pay to win.
Cosmetic
Cosmetics.
transactions.
I think
That
they're
this
good. Like,
these
Oh
are
yeah,
good.
they're fine. Yeah.
What do you like and dislike about them? Because I have
I,
things I dislike too.
Really
Yeah.
dislike. I actually have nothing I dislike
I
about it because it's not giving
Either.
anyone an unfair advantage. You're just changing up like a skin or how it looks or
The
I think
addiction.
it's fine.
The
See,
addiction is
you're
what I hate.
addicted to. You're thinking of Counter Strike. I wasn't thinking of that, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm
No,
thinking.
but when you play League, you'll understand. Like, I
I
played
play
one game as
Smite.
champion, it was so good. And then
Oh
they've got a
yeah.
cool recall animation, like, yeah, but I could recall after I just pwned someone and be like, sparkling magical
That's
flowers.
person to person though, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Like my boyfriend has a really big issue with that where he has like 2 or 3 skins for Twisted Fate and like hates them and never plays them. While I'm much more reserved and I only buy skins for the players I like the champions I really, really like. So it kind of varies person to person.
But they put a mystery gift in the game, which me and my friends used to do, where you pay like less than for most skins to one of your friends, and they get a random skin on any one of their champions. So it could be one worth like £20, or it could be one worth the lowest amount possible.
Yeah.
So you would get skins for people you don't even ever play. Which is the most like I hate this champion called Viger so much, and he's got a really cool skin, and then
Yeah,
they
he
gifted it
does.
to me, and Ginger's like, haha, now you have to play him. I'm like, fuck no. But if I ever have to, I've got a skin, so
Yep.
it's kind of cool. But the good things I like is like Counter Strike has like almost this trading community and this betting community just because of the skins like that I've started doing. There's people that it's almost like its own economy. Like there's people that they get a skin that's worth say £20 and they trade it for other things and they make a few pound, they keep going and going and going and
Yeah.
snowball it until they get like a knife or something that they really want. So that's kind of cool. So that's one
Would you
thing.
get into that?
I don't think I have the patience because they'd be like, oh, there's a deal. You have to like bargain and deal with people, and they're at the end of the day, they're trying to get something from you, but you're trying to get something from them. So it's I feel like you have to be really lucky to get that, or find someone who's just looking for exactly what you have. So I think it'd be a lot time consuming. I'd rather just sell the skin and get a case and just risk it again. That'd be the way I'd go.
With cosmetics in games, though, I just think a lot of games use it as their source of income because they don't
Mhm.
need
It's
it.
smart though, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it's a
smart.
really good way, and a lot of people think, well, if you've got a bit of money to spend on a skin, then you're not getting any benefit out of it other than appearance-wise and cosmetic-wise, and that game earns money to keep running. So I think it's like a really nice solution, and more games should use it, like certain ones that use a kind of ways to try and make it, microtransactions. Other games that use a lot of those, they don't really have many cosmetic things. And if they did put more cosmetic
True.
things in and removed, not really removed some of the like more game-changing ones, but just like lowered the price, then they'd still be earning the same amount of money
Yeah.
without like
Maybe.
harming the
We'd have
community
to
as
see the
much.
facts on that.
Really,
I feel like I'm paying to support the game, and
Yeah.
it's
Mhm,
one
that's
reason
true.
that I do it, but also because the cosmetic side is a big side for me. I like having a lot of different options and different
Yeah.
skins, and that's part of the fun, so I do it.
we all like to
Definitely.
look
Gotta look
sexy in
pretty.
a game. I mean, it's just
Exactly.
you want to destroy people in style. If you can strut across the streets and shoot a person in the face dressed like Elvis, then go for it. It's
Exactly.
if you can do that, then go for it. But it doesn't change it if you can't strut across the street and shoot somebody in the face like Elvis. Slightly less Elvis of the same character. Yeah, I don't really see a harm in anything at all. Is there anything else there, Jake?
I was just gonna say because we were talking about like money and stuff. What do you think is the best way to for a game to charge you? Do you think pay monthly or a one-off price? I guess it depends on the game, really, doesn't it?
I'm
Yeah.
enjoying
Um,
I'm enjoying the one-off with Guild Wars.
mhm.
I think that
'Cause
was a really big plus to
you
that when I
just I
bought it. I
mean you
was
just
like,
I
wow.
paid like $60 for it, and
Mm.
then there's enough good content on the like in-game purchases for cosmetics and things that it's sustained itself this long. And I mean they release things too. I feel like every couple weeks there's like new miniatures or there's new outfits. I mean
I think
it's
they
good.
have the,
I
the
really like
perfect
it.
mixture of like
Yeah.
microtransactions and one-time
Mhm.
purchase. I think that's the perfect mixture for most games, to be fair.
Yeah.
Except for games like League, I like the way they do it. I think it
Yeah.
does depend on
That's
the game,
free
like Jake
too.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's completely free, but they
Yeah.
use skins and
But
other
when you
characters.
compare it to like WoW, where it's like you pay for the expansion, you pay for the game, you pay monthly, and then there's mounts and stuff as well that cost like a lot of money actually. When I was looking at it, and I was just like, wow. Like when I first like saw Guild Wars, was just shut up, and and it was just like a one-time thing. And I was looking, I'm like, surely you have to pay monthly as well, and they were just like, no, that's just it until there's a
Yep.
there's a
Mhm.
what's the word, expansion. So I was
Expansion. Yep.
super happy with that.
There's a thing with games with
Yeah, I like that
expansions
too.
though. MMOs going with expansions turns out really bad in like there's a game called DC Universe which you probably heard about, and they do
Yep.
expansions for most of their content. But what the problem is now, if anyone wants to start that game at this point, there's so many expansions that they have to buy that they have to
To
put
work
so much
through.
money into it. So I think
That's
games
what-
that sell expansions without doing big deals for all the old expansions, basically killing themselves off slowly. But because you might play the game and not get the expansions, but you're not going to play the game, get to the end content, and think, oh, I'll just buy this one expansion, because when you play that one, you need most of them, or it just goes really slow.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah, and with WoW, I don't agree with what they do with their expansions. If you pay monthly, I think that one's kind of right. It just
Well, they do like bundles normally. Like when a new one comes out, you just pay for the game, and then the bundle, like it's kind of they make it a cheaper price
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
you're paying for all of them, like an extra
Mhm.
£20 every time, because they're like 3, 4, 5 expansions deep. It's shut up.
when you
It's
said
quite a
deep, you know what
few.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I know. Like they've done quite a lot. So you know.
Yeah,
If you had to pay for every single one of them when you're a new player, that is insane amounts of money. And then another like £9 a month as well.
right. I
It
think
could
if you
scare a
charge
lot
them
of people
monthly,
away.
yeah, it does. That's why not many people play that DC universe. It scares them when you've got to pay like a big price for all the content. But I don't like what World of Warcraft does with the DLCs, because you think people are paying monthly anyway. Why charge them extra when they're paying you the money to make that content and just run the game? You shouldn't charge them extra to make pay for the content that they're already kind of paying for.
No, I disagree there because it's not like, expansions. Like it's like huge. Expansions are huge. They
Yeah.
had like complete maps, complete new mobs, new armor, new weapons, new mounts, new quests. I mean,
They-
the upkeep from like the money they're getting from the game is to just do upkeep and like small things. To have an expansion that size, I do need to get some money back for it because that's a lot of manpower that's required to make that kind of thing.
See, I wouldn't know how much they charge for, not the expansions themselves, but how much goes into that. So without knowing,
A lot.
I just
A lot.
is it.
A lot,
See,
a
that's
lot.
what I didn't
Well, I
understand. I
mean-
thought they were already working on it with the money that they used originally from the subscriptions. That's why I wasn't really sure. So I like now that you're saying it like that, I understand. But originally, when I was thinking they're kind of using the money from the subscriptions to create this, that's why I was thinking it was wrong. You understand my point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
now
mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure there is some money of that going into it, of course, but I mean, with what they have, they can only make so much money on it, and then they've already created all that. They're already charging for all that. Kind of get the money back from like the main map. So they make like the maps are huge too. I'm thinking Guild Wars 2, like the expansion maps. Like some of them are huge. They can get really big. And so like all the quests and having to do all the mobs and like create all that takes a lot of time. And you can't do all of that. It's like another mini game they're adding into another one. It's a new game. And you can't do that with just
yeah.
subscriptions.
Okay. What was it we were talking about again? I completely forgot at this point.
Cosmetics.
Cosmetics, and then
Oh,
I
okay.
went on to like how they should sell games and the
Oh,
prices
right,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I get it. What about you, Shauna, then? What would you say would be the best way you'd like to buy a game? Like, if it was an ongoing one, let's say an ongoing one, not one like GTA where it's one-time pay, just say it was like an ongoing kind of community-based one with DLCs and stuff. What would you prefer to do with?
I kind of like to pay as I go. Just because I don't want to pay a really large amount up front if I don't know that I'm going to like the game.
Yeah.
I would rather be able to ease into it and go at my own pace. But I guess it really depends on the game. In most games, I'm actually going to give them more money in the end if they either just charge a monthly subscription instead of for the DLCs. I'm going to pay for all the little extra stuff. But if I'm being hit for like Jake was saying, for every little thing, like for the DLCs and for the monthly subscriptions and all of the other things, I'm not going to put as much into the game. So I feel like if they wouldn't charge, all at once, and just kind of let you pay at your own pace, they're going to get more out of it.
Yeah. I do think it scares a lot of people off if they just do it in bulk like that, though. That's what I was saying. They like kind of bury themselves in people coming into the game.
You feel obliged to play if you spend that much money. Then you have to pay monthly as well. It's not like
Yeah.
Yeah.
League. You can just not play for weeks and weeks, then go back and play again. Because you're not. The only things you spent money on is buying new champions, which you don't have to, and
Yeah.
then skins and cosmetic stuff. So I agree.
Any other
think
topics then? Or,
That's pretty much.
I want to
covered.
hear about how Play Blackpool went, actually.
Mm.
do you want to ask me questions about it, or do you want to just?
I don't know, just tell me what you did. Like, what did you do when you get there? Like, how many booths
Who
were
was
there?
with
Was
you?
it busy? Like, what went on? Because I've never been to a convention, so like,
Okay,
I'm interested to see how it
firstly,
was.
It was fun, a lot of fun. There was a lot of games
Good place
and
to
there was
start.
a lot of gaming. But I think the most fun out of it was more meeting people who had like all these different opinions on stuff. Like I was talking to people's parents, and I was talking to people whose like parents had got them into games, and it was just like everything. Like the only people I didn't talk to was kids because it would have looked weird if I just went over and talked to a kid
Yeah.
playing a game. So it was well the first person I talked to, I was playing Guitar Hero. With a load of people, that was hilarious because we were playing "Don't Stop Believing" in a crowd, and I was just loving it and singing, and it was just one of the most fun things I've done in a while. We got a crowd from it as well. It was kind of funny, but there was a guy
Nice.
there who we were talking to, and he said because play gaming is a retro thing, mostly the games there are retro games. He said he was telling me about how
Okay.
his dad had got him into retro games, and he really loves retro games, and he
Oh,
was going
wow.
around and he was recommending some to me, all that kind of stuff, and. When you look at him, you'd think, oh, he's a console gamer. I know it's judgmental to think that, but just what I
Yeah.
assumed anyway. And then he was like, no, I'm into all these retro games. And it was like, oh, nice. So he's going around telling me about all these. And then, well, I was mostly with Shadow as well. And Shadow got introduced to us some older games that
Mm-hmm.
he'd never played Mario Kart. Double Dash.
What?
He'd never played Mario Kart Double Dash. And there was
Wow.
a LAN party version of that, which was so much fun because there was like 7 people in the line all playing this. And I'll tell you, this one race that just made me love it. I just threw my arms up in the air and was like, "Yes, champion!" at the moment, because everyone was beating me. I was at the very end, and it was everyone was really huddled together. And all of a sudden, I got a chain jump, and you know what chain jumps are like? They're just a big beast on a chain, just destroying everything. So I go from first. From last to first in like a second, and all I'm
Wow.
doing while that's riding is I'm holding my arms up in the air because I don't need to do anything. I'm just like,
Wow.
I've won this, and I win it, and then I'm just like, yes, and then 2 people leave, and so I just
The
thrashed
point
them.
of them.
Luckily, thrashed them, and I love that moment. But playing with other people like that is a lot better than like playing online's fun. But when you're playing on people and seeing the faces and the reactions and everything, and you beat them
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and rubbing it in the face,
Watch them
But it's-
cry.
yeah.
PJ Salt, you know.
yeah. But no, it was really fun. Like, and Shadow got introduced to that game, and I made him play All Humans Must Die, which is a fun game. And he was just he's already played it before, but he was basically just running around destroying everything because that's all you do in the game. And we tried a lot of retro games, but we were just trolling each other in the midst of them. So like, I was playing a racing game, and there's high speed and low speed on this one retro racing game. And I'm just driving along, and then Shadow's just like, boom, right into the high speed or something while I'm trying to just drive. And then, like, suddenly he'll drop it to low, and then I was doing the same to him. So it's just fun with people around and talking to a lot of people as well about certain games.
Hmm.
Were there any cosplayers there?
Yeah, there was a competition
Any
for them.
cool ones?
Uh, someone
awesome.
I'll go through the ones I remember. We actually played Guitar
Yeah.
Hero with a cosplayer, which was kind of hilarious. He was like the host of the Guitar Hero, and we were speaking to him for like the whole 2 days because he came in with a different one on the second day, and was like, he had a portal gun, he had a lightsaber, he had everything, and he was like, he had a story for his character, and it was like,
Mm-hmm.
it was just fun to like talk to the
Nice.
guy. And
Oh, so it was an original character then. It wasn't.
well, no, the first time I think he had an actual character, and then the second time was his
Okay.
own original character. But he
Cool.
brought the Guitar Hero thing along, but he was singing every song, and the songs he was picking were hilarious. Do you know where that song that goes, "Sweet Lemonade," "Get on My Horse," and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh
Horses
god,
amazing.
yeah.
That one.
I hate that song.
He was singing that, and we're all like playing the guitar to it. And it was just hilarious to play that kind of thing. And then Portal songs, you know, at the very end of it, I forgot what it sings.
Yeah.
On the end
Yeah.
of Portal 2. That and
Yeah.
all songs like that. He's just picking the perfect songs you can get for any game,
Wow.
and it was fun. But he was a cosplay. Then there was someone dressed as Black Widow from Avengers, and there was someone dressed as there was about 5 kids dressed as Minecraft things with just a box on the head.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there was like one who was Steve, another one who was the female character that he added to it. There was someone else.
yeah. I forgot.
I don't know what they were. It was probably like Hero Brian, a creeper, and a zombie, and all that kind of stuff. And it was a lot of kids dressed like that. And then there was I'm trying to think. There was a pirate from the game you guys play, like a female pirate from League of Legends.
Misfortune.
Red hair, Misfortune. Yeah, Misfortune. Trying to think. There was someone who dressed as a person from NCIS.
Oh, I bet you liked Misfortune, didn't you?
Oh, I liked a
Knowing
lot
you,
of things
Scott.
when I was there.
Yeah,
I was appreciating
you.
a lot of things while I was there, put it that way.
Did you take any pictures with the cosplayers?
No.
Surely,
No.
did you see a lot of other people doing that though, saying, "Hi, can I have a photo with you?" Like, were
Actually,
people?
no, not really, because they were all just obsessed with the games. Because there was like, it was just, I don't know, there wasn't that many people taking pictures with. Yeah, and now that I'm back, I'm thinking I should have took pictures because
I think that would be a cool thing.
Yeah.
he was a stormtrooper. I forgot about that one. There's
Well-
always a stormtrooper. Let's be
Oh, I
honest.
was gonna say, it's
Yeah.
like
Probably
Um,
Spider-Man as well.
yeah.
Thrown in there.
It was the Doctor Who guy who came. He
Yeah.
basically, when the competition was on, he came on the stage pointing the sonic screwdriver at everyone because they all had their own introduction.
Oh my gosh.
So these are all coming out like the person dressed as, I'm about to say Scarlett Johansson or whatever. Person coming on as Black Widow was like shooting the guns at everyone, and they all came on doing their own thing, and I was just like, I couldn't do that. I don't think I could do that. But yeah, it looked a lot of fun. There was like Star Lord, and there was just loads of cosplay. They had a competition for it on both days because they probably do it
there's
tomorrow.
that many.
Yeah,
Wow.
they'll probably do it tomorrow too. But
Oh, it goes tomorrow as well?
Yeah, it's because tomorrow is a bank holiday in England, which is basically a day where
Oh, okay.
most
That
people
makes
are
Okay.
off.
sense.
So it's tomorrow as well. But yeah,
Okay.
they were nice costumes as well. Someone won on the first day, but I didn't know what a costume was from. It was obviously from a game, but I was like, I don't know what she's from. Not gonna lie, it's a
Oh,
good costume, but not a clue.
It's gonna
yeah.
make her
Not
feel
a clue.
good.
Uh,
Were there
anything
any new
else that
games
you're
there, or was
okay?
it
There
like
was.
mostly retro?
Have you guys used the Oculus Rift?
Nope.
No,
There was
no,
a
no, no.
game, and it's not just for Oculus Rift, but there was this guy, and I was talking to him, and he's a solo developer developing on his own in his own time because he's got a full-time job, and he's making a game that's basically like there's free worlds, and you can travel around these worlds and do all these quests. It's kind of like a Fallout type of game, but with multiple worlds, and you got like an Eve kind of feel to it when you're in a spaceship as well, so you can drive around and shoot
Okay.
the other spaceships and board the spaceship. So there's a lot of travel and exploration in the game. And he's doing this himself, and I'm thinking this is amazing because this guy's just done all this by himself. But he also got it to work with the Oculus. So I'm running around this planet driving on this. I forgot what the game's called. I've got a leaflet for it somewhere. So I'll find a leaflet later and let you know. But I'm driving around this like planet on this scooter thing with an Oculus Rift, and I'm just like feel sick because when you first
Oh,
put the Oculus Rift on,
Yeah.
you start to feel sick. It gets you a bit
yeah.
nauseous, and it's like I feel sick, but I still want to play this. So I'm just like, don't vomit, Scott, keep playing. Don't vomit, Scott, keep playing. And I'm just, but the
Oh,
game was so good, and I'm just hoping he keeps like, I hope it gets big because it's a really good game, and he's put a lot of work into it. You can tell. And he was giving me some tips, so I'm like, I'm gonna start making my own game, because
nice.
he's making it on Unity, and I've heard two
Yeah.
people who've made big games saying about how Unity is a really good one to start off with because it's got everything there you need. And he said just learn a bit of C sharp and go into it. Like
Mhm.
if you learn a bit of that and go into it. So I'm thinking of going for that because I was trying to make a game kind of thing on something else, but I'm definitely going for what he's just said now. It
Nice.
looked
Can't wait
awesome.
to
It's
see what you
called
come up with.
Emarian or Emarian.
Did Shadow just say Oculus Rift?
You said it's called Emarian.
It's not called Amorian. Yeah, Amor. Basically the EMOR of it. Something Amor. I know it's got two words before it. I'll search it myself now, but while you guys talk about something. But if you want to ask me anything else, just go for it. So, or nothing you just want to ask?
No, that was pretty much
I've
it.
never
Was it
been to a
like?
convention.
Sorry, you go, Shauna.
No,
No,
was it like what? What was your question?
Hey.
go ahead.
Me, I was just gonna say, did everyone seem friendly? Was anyone rude or anything like that? Because I imagine like people would get a bit, I don't know, short-tempered,
No,
especially if it was like
everyone was
busy with
lovely
people
to be
being in lines and stuff. Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
everyone was
that was
lovely
cool then.
because the good thing about it though is that you're not really in lines. Like me and Shadow were walking around for a good while, because the first day it was packed. But if you can't find get on one game because it's packed. There's so many others around, so you just think I'll come back to that one later. I mean, the only game I never got to play on that I wanted to play on the first day, which wasn't there on the second day, was a chef game. And the only reason I wanted to play that chef game was because they were giving out a free chef hat with the game. So I was like, I want the chef hat. Mike, I think you've used it, by the way. You just
Yep,
yeah,
thank
I
you.
thought so. I just seen you respond and I was like, I can't hear anything because you muted again.
Yeah, I definitely want to play it for the chef hat as well.
Yeah, but we never got a chef hat and it was kind of sad. But
Oh.
we got like so much Sky Saga stuff, so you know, like this cup and
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. Basically, they told us about the T-shirts and they said that they haven't give out any T-shirts, so the free T-shirts we got are the only Sky Saga ones out there other than what they've got. So I was like, yeah,
And the
I'm
one
official
that-
staff.
Yeah, that's nice.
This is what
Wow.
Limited edition.
Well, I was wondering because the logo is kind of off to the side. It's not really like
Yeah,
super
it's
large
more
and
like
things, so it
staff.
does look like
Basically,
a staff
they
shirt.
give us staff ones because they were the only free. They had free spare ones.
Wow.
But all three of them were in extra large, and I was like, I like it baggy. It's okay, just go for it. So I've got that. I've got so much stuff from it. So yeah. The sad thing is, like I was saying to you guys earlier, the sad thing about the Sky Saga one is they had problems with their internet. So the whole of the first day, nobody could get on the game because it wasn't their fault either. It was the hotel itself's fault that was hosting the event. They had somehow managed to block it, so they couldn't upload data to it. So you know when you log in to a game, you
Yeah.
upload the details that you just put into a server. they couldn't do that. They couldn't upload it. You could download everything, so you got onto the games kind of, but you couldn't really play anything because you couldn't. It was strange, but that wasn't working the whole first day, and it was sad because the second day when you seen it, there was so many people on it. So when you're thinking about the first day, you're thinking so many people missed out on the opportunity to give it a try and see what it was like because of that situation. But
was the first or second day busier for people?
first day
Or was it pretty much
busier.
the same? First day, oh, that's really
Yeah.
sucks then that they
But to be
missed the
fair,
first day.
like the first day when you went in, it was empty because nobody could get onto it. But the second day when you went in, the Sky Saga bit was packed. Like people were, all of the desks were full, and the only time you could get on it was when somebody just left. If you get what I mean, so you had to wait until somebody.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna get a lot more publicized now, and it's gonna have a lot
I
more.
really hope it does.
Because it's quite hush hush, Sky Saga, isn't it? It's not really kept secret, but you get what I mean. Not many know about it. The marketing on it isn't really out there and showing everyone what it is and that kind of thing. So hopefully now it starts to get a bit more of a name for itself.
Yes.
So, yeah, like a lot.
Or the
a lot
lucky ones that have VIP
Yeah.
as well. Oh yeah.
I've got a question,
I got
Scott.
VIP, I got a shirt, I got a cover. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were
Would you
saying?
ever go? Would you ever cosplay? And would you ever go to a convention?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would cosplay as Snowstorm Sivir.
As well?
And I already have the hair for it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, instantly Snowstorm Sivir.
What about you, Shauna?
I don't know what I would go as, but I would definitely go. And I would definitely dress up. I've only ever been to one convention, and I don't even know if you could call it that. It was like this little bitty conference room, and it was for Star Trek fans. And I knew absolutely nothing about Star Trek, but I don't even know how I got convinced to go. But I go in, and it was probably the neatest thing I've ever seen. Just how people were so in their character, and I thought, I want to try this. So that's on my list of things to do.
The thing about the guy who we were talking about earlier, who came in 2 days and was hosting the Guitar Hero thing, he had another friend who was also in cosplay, and they were talking to each other like they were characters. And it was just like,
Oh,
when
that's
I heard
awesome.
it, she turned around and said, "Captain." I was like, "What? Where's the captain?" And then he starts responding.
You're
I'm
looking
like,
around like, where is
whoa, you're a captain? I was just like, I was a bit shocked at first, but I was like, that's kind of cool. But yeah, I loved all the. He had so many little gadgets. That guy, it was kind of amazing. Like the first day he had swords and everything. The second day he comes in with a portal gun and a lightsaber, and I'm just like, okay, this guy's a babe.
Wow.
Would you do it, Scott? Though, that's what I'm asking.
I would, but I
you-
wouldn't know who has. I mean, like, I think my favorite character and everything is Star Lord, and I'm ginger, so it kind of matches. It's the only thing I could think of. Other than that, not really. I don't really think there's anybody I'd go as. Do you know what I mean? Because I think if you're gonna cosplay, you kind of need to look like the person, unless you get a wig.
No, not really, not necessarily.
No, not all the time, but I don't think they look as effective if you don't really have
It's not about
similarities.
looking effective. It's
I
about
know,
having
I
fun.
know. Suppose.
I feel like if I was going to go to a convention, I wouldn't want to cosplay because you know when some people do it really well and they have like all the armor and stuff. I
Yeah.
feel like I'd struggle to enjoy it, worried about damaging all this time I was,
It
damaging
depends,
my
though, 'cause
costume.
it depends.
Or
what
like
you
if
go
you've
as.
got something to carry with you all the time, like people have like
Swords.
people do Draven and stuff. Yeah, he has like two big ass hand axes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't unless you were hired by the convention to do it, to stand around and take pictures. That would be cool because then you get to see other cosplayers, and that would be the thing. But I don't think I would go and cosplay it as someone who wanted to just explore and be a consumer, And I wouldn't know who to do.
You don't know.
I'd know, like, I say Cloud Strife because he's the man, but
You could do the hair easily. You could really
I
do
need a
the hair.
wheelchair
Yeah.
as well. I'd do that part so I didn't have to walk. Spoiler. It's part of the game where he's in a wheelchair, so I
Yeah,
can
you
just be
wouldn't be
lazy.
able to carry that sword around all day if you had to do that bit, though.
It's like bigger than him though, and he's
That's
got
what I
these
mean.
skinny arms that he could just
He
carry.
Yeah,
them.
made
made
it
of
of
foam.
styrofoam. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what he makes it
exactly.
out of. Everything is made out of styrofoam.
I know, but
And you
think how.
don't-
But what I'm saying is, like, because that sword is massive, isn't it? Like,
Get through
that's
crowds
it.
with
Yeah.
that easily. Try thinking that way. It's like,
It'll probably
"Excuse
break
me,
if I push it into
excuse
someone.
me,
It'll
your
just like
sword's in the
snap.
way. Or you'd have to like
Yeah.
strap it to
Right,
your
well-
back and hope you don't poke someone's eye out or something, I suppose.
You know those gun holsters that they have that go right up underneath your arms?
Mhm.
I bet you could probably fashion something similar to like stuff it in front of you so you're not technically carrying it, but it looks like you're carrying it in the right
Or
place.
have a good a sheath on the back somehow. Even
Something.
if it's
Yeah.
Figure it out. I expect to see a cosplay next year, Jake. That's that.
For me,
Yeah, that's
I-
actually. I think cloud would be fairly easy. It's just a lot of like fake leather. You have to fake black leather,
Ooh,
depending on
baby.
which iteration
he
you're
has
doing.
that weird shoulder thing as well, though.
Yeah, you just mold. You could do that. You're artistic, right?
No.
I'd try. If I really wanted to do it, I'd give it a go. But like I said, I wouldn't. If I was going as a consumer, it wouldn't be. It would be something less serious if I was going to go as something. Probably just go jeans and t-shirt and be happy.
And throw on like some sort of nerdy T-shirt and just
Yeah.
head out. Yeah,
Just
Jonah,
like a Sky Saga one.
yeah.
Jonah, what kind of, like, you can't just say you don't know what character. So what kind of character would you go as? You gotta give one like person that you think, oh, I'd like to be that person for a day.
Oh my goodness. Well, considering my main game of choice has always been Second Life, that doesn't really help because
Yeah,
your
'cause
Second Life
yeah.
Abbeys tend to look like real life characters.
Push yourself.
No, 'cause
I'm
that's
cosplaying
not.
every day.
Just say
I want a
3
short
photos.
skirt.
And like, who are you cosplaying? Me.
I just want something with a short skirt. That's all I want. I like those little, the little Asian girls that run around with the little bitty skirts and the backpacks, and I have no idea.
I like short skirts too. It's a good choice.
Yeah,
not
you
to
like
sound
wearing
like a
short skirts.
pervert, but yeah, they're good.
I definitely could okay, Laura Croft. I could totally go as Laura
She
Croft
doesn't have
and be
a
happy.
skirt though. She has the like
She's got
short
little bitty
doesn't she?
shorts,
Yeah,
though.
tiny shorts.
Yeah.
She has little shorts, and she's got the guns that I like, and
Mm-hmm.
I've got the hair for it, so I could do something like that.
Nice. Nice.
Sorry, I was just laughing because my brother always says I've got the guns, and then he just like flashes his arms out. So when you said that, I was like,
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have those guns.
Does he actually have the guns?
No, scrawny thing.
No.
He's scrawnier than me, and I'm scrawny, so you know. Okay, what were we talking? Oh, it was the cosplay thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think cosplays in general though are pretty cool. Like if I went
Yeah.
to convention Scott, I'd have been like, I need someone to hold this camera all week or 2 days or whatever it'd be, just so I could take pictures of all of them.
I didn't have a camera or anything though. That was the thing. I had my phone, but my phone camera sucks. And Shadow had like a tablet, and I didn't want to keep saying, "Shadow, take a picture of this. Shadow, take a picture of this," or anything. So I just left him to
Yeah.
do what he
Yeah.
wanted with his own camera, kind of thing. So he's got a few pictures there though. So hopefully I get to see.
Yeah, you
what
have
he
to
took
tell him to
pictures
get
of.
them up on
Yeah.
the site and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That'd be nice to see.
What do you think the perfect size group to go to a convention with though? Do you think
I'd say
2
there's a
people, 3,
perfect size,
5?
alright. When you get there, like when I got there anyway, you're really social with a lot of people, to be fair. You just kind of talk to people, and people will just talk to you because you're next to a game and they'll think, like, if you're in a queue waiting for a game or you're looking at a game that's getting played, someone will just say something to you. They'll just be like, so have you played this before, or that kind of thing, and just make conversation. Like I said, someone's dad just started talking to me, talking to him. Oh no, yeah, I started talking to him and we just got talking, and he was saying about how he'd never tried the Oculus Rift because I felt sick when I got off, and he was like, I never want to do that. I never want to feel sick. I'm more into he was into his retro games, and he was saying that. And he was explaining about how he wanted to expand. But anyway, we'll get back to the thing. I wouldn't say there's a set group. Like, I could have went to that alone, to be fair. And I could have
I was
went
gonna
to
ask you
a large
that. Like,
group.
would you go on your own? That was like what I was leading into.
Yeah.
Could you go on your own? But I suppose if it's.
I wouldn't.
Why
I
not?
wouldn't either.
I personally no, I wouldn't either. But I'd say 2 people would be good. But
Mhm.
I feel like if you have so many people and everyone wants to stay together and they want to see different things all the
Yeah.
time, you may as well break off into like smaller groups.
Yeah, you don't
That's
need
why
to
I was,
stay
I was
together,
asking.
but it's fun.
Yeah.
I did see big groups who like went onto one big game together and then didn't really stay together. You get what I mean? So you're
Yeah.
not forced to, but that was like one big hall with 2 side halls kind of thing. So you didn't really lose anyone in there, even if you would go around. You know what I mean? So if it's a bigger convention, then you kind of would lose people. But you can always you got phones these days, just text. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Though.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I could go in any size.
What about the food there? I bet was it uberly expensive?
Oh, okay. Put it this way: there was a cafe on one side which was linked to the bar they were serving food at. I asked how much a bottle of water was on one side, and it was £1.75. I asked how much it was on the other side, and it was £1. And it's the exact same bar. It's just 2 different sides to it. I was thinking, that's
Wow.
really shady what you're trying there. If you're just gonna bump the price up just because it's on the other side of the wall.
Is it
Wow.
two different companies, maybe?
No, it's the same kitchen. It's just basically imagine a bar
Wow.
and the other side's a kitchen. They make the food in the kitchen, but you can also get served from the kitchen bit, which is on the other
Mhm.
side because there's a pub on that other side. So the only reason they were doing it was because people were like queuing up to get in the other side, so they were bumping the price up and that kind of thing. There wasn't a reason that he bumped it up. They were just doing it because they could. So
That's horrible.
yeah, but I just walked around and paid like cheaper on the other bar. It didn't really make
Mhm.
sense that they were padding it up on one side. So I didn't like that about it, but the
What were
fit,
the like opening and close times? Like 8 a.m. to 10
10
p.m.
a.m.
or
to
like
6 p.m.
okay.
Which
That's
is pretty good.
early. So it sounds
It's
of it. 6.
10 hours, isn't it? Is it? Let me think. No,
I think that
8.
was-
Yeah. It's quite long though. I got there at 10 on the second day, and really early it's like quite empty, so you can get around on a lot of the games. But
That's cool.
when it picks up later on in the day, you can. It's hard to get on some of them, so you'd have to queue up like we were saying, but you can switch games and that. But
Man,
yeah,
sounds like you had a lot of fun.
it was a lot of
Would
fun.
you go to it again? I guess that's the next question. Would you go next year or however often it's on?
I'd go next year if it's on again, yeah, easily. I'd probably go for
Nice.
just 2 days, like a book for 3 days, but I only stayed for 2 if you've not
Yeah.
back today. But
Yeah.
it's because it didn't really, because like I said, it was just a small hall, so there was just the one side and then the two side rooms. Once you played them on the first day, you kind of just get to replay them again on the second day, if you get what I mean, and get round to the odd thing
Yeah.
that you didn't really get to do. But if it was a bigger one, like the actual bigger ones, because that's quite a small one, then you'd probably go for 2, 3 days, definitely.
Mhm.
You need all that time,
Yeah.
and there'll be more people as well, so I'm sure there'll be more waiting and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would hate. Like if I went for one game, because people go to see sometimes one certain thing, don't they? And then you had to wait for like 3 hours. Then I'd just be like, oh, crushing. But I guess it'd be worth it if you really wanted to go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I don't think anyone would really go to. You go to it for one game, but you wouldn't just stay there for the one game, if you get what I mean.
No,
There's
obviously
so
not.
much to
But
No.
do. So you'd enjoy. Trust me, even if you were going for just a one game, you'd enjoy it because there's so many things going on and so many people there, and it's good all round. I can't really say anything bad about it. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Okay.
that's cool. I think we've covered everything that you can say about a convention.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Is there any in
I-
Canada? I've got a question. Do they have
Is there
conventions
any
there, or would you?
Canada?
Yes. Yeah, and there's a few. There's not many like out east where I am. I know there's Anna Maritime, which is like a play on like the fact that I'm in the Maritimes and like anime, so Anna
Yeah.
Maritime.
Okay.
And there's also I think there's one more. I think we only have 2 actually per year. Not
'Cause the
many.
only ones I know is like Comic Con. That's one everyone knows, and then PAX
Mm.
East. There's PAX Australia, and there's PAX as well.
There's a lot of stuff in like Toronto area,
Is there?
and like larger cities, but Eastern Canada is just it's tiny, super
Okay.
tiny, very underpopulated, so there's not much to do.
Kind of sucks. So you'd have to. Would you go to America just for a convention?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh
Okay.
yeah. If I had the money, sure, I'd fly down, definitely.
I
Wow.
think if I had the money,
So
I'd
it's
go
all about
to,
money,
Europe.
though. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
have it, so it's
Like, wouldn't you go to Europe or something for one of the big ones or anything, Jake? You'd want to open up and you had the money. Would you not just say, yeah, I'll go to them?
It depends who I'd be going with. Like, if it was me and you, Scott, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. But if it was just me, then I probably wouldn't. You know.
So
You'd
basically,
definitely
anyone
need
that
it.
you get along with, you just go with, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you
Mhm.
wouldn't go alone,
Yeah.
but you get what I mean. If you wouldn't go alone, would you definitely just go over, yeah?
I think so. Yeah. I think it'd be worth it.
What about you, Shauna? Would you go to... Well, you
I'd
already said
travel.
before, didn't you?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would. It doesn't really matter the location. If it's
What-
something
what
I
are
wanted to
some
go
near
to,
you?
I'd go. Um,
They have Comic Con there. In
I know they have
America.
Comic Con. I've heard of PAX,
They
but
have BlizzCon as well.
yeah.
they have a lot, and most of it's in Dallas.
I don't know where
So that's
Dallas
good
is.
for you. That's
So
not too. That's
it's
in
good for
Texas.
me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in Texas.
Southern United States.
hmm So they do lots and lots and lots of different stuff, but I've just I'm kind of different than the majority of my friends. The majority of my friends are into different things. They're into like wine tasting and art museums, and I'm
Oh
like,
God.
let's
Wouldn't you do what I'd
go to
do? Where
Comic
like
Con.
if you know people who are going, or you know anybody who you think would like to go near the area, when you just like mention to them, like I just met up with Shadow when I was there. I didn't go with him or anything. I just kind of said. He said he was going. I said I was going. So we just yeah, let's meet up when we get there. So you don't actually need to know somebody near you or in person to go there. So you could just do what I done.
Yeah,
Go to them.
that's true.
That's true.
You
There's a
have
little
to be
risk with that as well.
careful where
Yeah.
you, especially if you're coming across the world, trusting someone
Yeah.
you don't know.
I'm a very
I know you
trusting
got a hotel.
person, so I'll probably do it
Yeah.
and probably get like slaughtered in an alleyway or something. Though my
Well,
luck.
we're less at risk than women, I think.
Yeah,
You know.
Yep.
You have to
So,
be really careful.
but like you said, you had your own hotel room books and stuff, and so
Mhm.
you weren't dependent on anyone else. That's the thing. I think
yeah.
you'd have to be careful if you were traveling anyway.
Mhm.
It's fair enough. Someone saying, "Yeah, you can crash at my place." What if shit goes wrong and you got nowhere to sleep? That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
good. You know, that'd be
Terrifying.
scary.
So you
Right.
didn't end up staying in that super cheap place then, Scott,
Oh
or?
yeah, it was super cheap, but I got a better sleep there when there was rowdy people outside shouting things than what I do in my own bed. Strangely, it
Oh.
was like I think it was just because Blackpool was just kind of my kind of place. They're all lazy. They all just want to have fun. There's so many things there. It's just like you can talk to anyone. Well, I talk to anyone anyway, but in Liverpool because I live here and I'm just so judgmental about people from Liverpool anyway, I won't really talk to anyone. But I think if anywhere else I went to and it was like Liverpool, because I wouldn't be judgmental, I'd just talk to anyone as well. So. Like, I just kind of find it fun. So think of him anywhere but Liverpool, I'll probably just sleep through like a baby. So,
Nice.
but
Nice.
it was really weird because I got there and there were Scouse people in the door next to me. So all I could hear at the start was like two Scouse girls going, "Oh, that was proper good, that wasn't it, Gail?" And that kind of stuff. Because that's what they speak like. I'm like, oh god, it would have to be next to Scousers. And then there was like Geordies above me, and it was just like, there's so many accents here. None of them are from Blackpool. I'm loving it. So it was kind of funny. And then there was like lads on outside, across the road, throwing stones at a hotel window, shouting these girls down. These girls are like, "Go away, go away!" They're like, "Come out, girls, come on, come on!" It's just hilarious being there. And then there was a big thing though when I was there about the football team itself. So the Blackpool football team, apparently the manager had stole like millions of pounds or whatever from them. And he
Yeah.
done it all legally,
Wow.
so he couldn't do anything. So there was a protest about it
What?
on the pitch itself. So on that day, everyone was kind of angry about it, but for some reason, even though they were angry, they were also friendly with each other, but they were like joint anger against something
Well, yeah, they
else.
have a common
Yeah,
common
like in
cause.
common.
Common
Yeah.
enemy.
It was kind of
Yeah.
funny, and I was right when I was walking back because I had to walk back from the event. And I was walking back, there was this Irish bar, and I was thinking, I'm gonna go into this because everyone looks so friendly, and it's because I was just alone, and I thought I can't really be bothered going back to the hotel. I was thinking there's a sports bar there, I should go into it. And then as soon as that happened, like a stag do and loads of ladies came out and they started cheering and everything. And I thought, I can't be listening to that. I'm just going to the hotel for some reason. But I was thinking, like, because stag do's and that, when like women and like men are shouting and all that kind of thing all the time.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, but I just don't like that kind of thing. So that's the only reason I avoided it. But it looked so like nice, where they were kind of all being angry, but at the same time not being angry. It was really strange, the atmosphere. Really, like a friendly
Dynamic.
anger. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. To be fair,
It's a respectful anger, not
yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
friendly, maybe.
But,
For me,
it
that's
was a good.
the most fun is just the atmosphere of the people. Even if I didn't get on a single game, just hearing the people hanging out together, before the event, after the event, and just that excitement level, that's enough to take me.
Yeah, like, when you get good atmospheres, it's always good. Especially when it's an event or something, though, I suppose.
Hmm.
But the thing about things like that, like where I went to, like Jake said, some people probably could have got riled up. So I suppose in other places,
I just feel like ones that would be more busy, or if people have been waiting in line
yeah,
for hours and hours, they would be maybe a little short with other people.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the bigger ones, maybe they might be a bit more angry. So I'm not really 100% sure about those until I've been to one. I can't really say anything. But I get what Jake's saying about the anger, kind of not really anger, but someone could just kick off at you or something. Like I went to this could have been taken as me trying to jump a queue, but I basically walked to the front of a bar thing to look at the menu, and Shadow was like, "The queue's over there." Like saying that to me, and I'm like, I'm just looking at the menu. But if like somebody was angry, like Jake was saying, somebody could have just kicked off and said like, look, to get in the queue or whatever. When I wasn't trying to get over.
Yeah.
I see what he means.
Okay, I have another question. I've watched YouTube videos of this guy called Sky, and he was saying at conventions some people don't bathe very well. They smell, and because obviously there's sometimes lots of people around. They just get sweaty, and they don't. It's not a very clean place. Did you experience any?
I'd say I was the scruffiest one there, and I wasn't even that scruffy.
Really?
So,
Really? Oh, that's good then.
Yeah,
they were
all
after
quite...
that, I always used to think people would take care of themselves and be, they would, make sure they're showered and clean. But after watching that video, I was like, okay, apparently people are just.
Okay, the only thing I could say about will be probably breath, or like I wouldn't say that they're not clean or anything when you're thinking, but there was this one guy I was talking to and his breath was kind of bad, but I didn't really mind. But I'd say that was noticeable. But if you're playing these games, like I was playing Guitar Hero, and I was getting kind of sweaty, so you could get other people like that. So I suppose he could have been talking about that kind of thing, or maybe because he's.
No, but you would shower when you went home for the next
that's
day.
what I mean. But what I'm thinking of,
I think
maybe he's thinking of that kind of thing because people were just like sweaty because of the games, or maybe because they were nervous to meet him and he didn't even like realize or anything because he's quite big, isn't he? Okay, so maybe when he was talking.
No, he's not anymore. He's lost a lot of weight.
No, I don't mean that. I mean.
No, he meant size
popularity.
of.
Oh, okay, sure. Sorry, I think you meant.
I meant
I think you meant
he's kind of
size.
big in popularity, so like meeting him would
Yeah.
be kind of like it might be nervous to some people, so they might sweat from that kind of thing, thinking, oh, I'm gonna meet him in a minute. So
Well, I mean,
you never know.
I expect to be quite hot in conventions, and
absolutely.
so I just think when you get any large group of people together, there's going to be a few people that don't smell nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I
I
wouldn't
think
say
I would
anybody
be
was like
conscious
dressed
myself.
dirty or anything. I wouldn't say like they didn't keep themselves clean, and I couldn't smell anything or anything. So I don't know. It was fine for me.
Okay, would you
I guess
guys
maybe because it's smaller as well. Sorry, Jake.
would you guys go to a LAN event?
Yeah.
You wouldn't go to the LCS?
I don't know.
Okay.
I might. I don't know. It depends. Because like I get enough enjoyment kind of watching LCS at home. I mean, I can sit here in my sweatpants and just chill. So I don't know. Going there, I do it maybe once. I don't think I would do it more than that.
I agree with you. I'm the same. I'm like, because a lot of my friends went down to London when the LCS was in London for a week. And I couldn't afford to go, so I was pretty bummed, and I wasn't really well enough to go anyway.
Yeah.
But they were like, there was a lot of waiting around in between games and stuff like that. And I felt like, well, if I was at home and I had 50 minutes to kill, I could just go watch another stream, go play, go for a shower, go get food. Whereas they're like stuck in, with loads of people. Just But I think it would be a cool experience to experience once.
Yeah.
Like to go to a tournament, or even if it wasn't a game I was mega into, I think it would just be cool to see what it's like.
Same.
I wouldn't say I could sit there and watch something like that though. Like I couldn't sit there and watch a tournament of people playing. It's never been something I've been into, like watching other people play competitively or anything. So I don't think I'd go to watch that. But I don't know. I go to a LAN party. That's what I thought you were talking about at first. So like if there was
that
big,
as well.
like,
I think
LAN one.
that would be cool.
I thought you just meant like a LAN event when you said that. It was just basically like loads of.
No, I meant of like pro players.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to something like that just because it's not my kind of thing. That's.
Is it because you're not into the games though?
No,
that's not
even if
your
I
kind of
was
thing?
into a game, I wouldn't want to watch people play competitively. It's just me. It's just not what I enjoy. If you get what I mean. I don't know why, but I just don't enjoy watching other people playing something competitively, unless there's kind of humor. But in that kind of environment, there's no humor really. I suppose. Suppose you get the odd moment, but you're not really listening to each person talk and like their interactions with each other, are you? When you like.
Yeah, but there's a chance. I mean, if you liked the competitive games, I know you don't, Scott, but you could meet some of your favorite players and stuff, and the casters that
Yep.
you listen to every week. I think that'd be cool, just to say like, I think you're awesome, etc. Even though like, yeah, I know, whatever. Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Thanks to Twitter, bro. I'm like, okay.
But I think even if it
I
was that, and I didn't think I wanted to go, I don't think I'd ever want to go to an event just because somebody was there that I liked. It's just not something I'd do.
No, but I mean, as well as you get to watch, you get to see what
Yeah.
it's like being at a stage. I think I'd like to go to, because with League they do Worlds, which is like the World's Championship every year at the end of every season. Then the whole game has a massive like revamp in some way, like a big thing changes, and they have like every year the production is getting bigger and bigger. Like the Warriors song, Scott,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Dragons. That was played on a stage in Korea, was it? Was it in China, the
Uh,
final? And if
finals.
you look it up after the stream, it was massive. In a massive stadium, it was played. And it's like, it's almost getting as like the quality of a sport almost, I would say, of an actual sport. Like not quite the scale, because obviously not quite as many people watch it as like football or American football or anything, or basketball, but it's growing and it's getting bigger. And I think it'd be cool to be in a stadium. Just to try it once, because I'm not a person that goes to sport events personally.
I would absolutely go at least once. Probably more than that. But again, for me, it's more the excitement of the crowds. I'm one of those crazy people that go out at midnight to watch movie premieres and
Yeah.
go to get a game opening night because I like to meet the people, even if I don't even know what's going on. Like, I just like to go and meet the people and talk to them and see how excited they are. And so yeah, I would definitely go.
I think my one thing about it though is I don't like to sit down still in one place for too long, and you would be when you're kind of watching an event like that, I suppose. And I know I say that and I play games all the time, but when you're playing games, you're actually doing something yourself. I couldn't like even when I go to pictures, I'm thinking, stand up now and move, like stretch my legs or something. I enjoy the movies, but after a bit of time, it's just I feel uncomfortable. I can't do
It's
that.
when you talk to your neighbor, like turn around and talk to the people behind you. And
They want to be watching you. You can't just like go.
Yeah.
You can't just go. Hey, what's going on? How are you doing? Can I have some of your
no, but the
popcorn
in
or something like that? You
betweens.
can't just.
No, just the in betweens.
I haven't had that in pictures, so
You're not
I wouldn't
watching.
know what it's like in the thing itself. But yeah. The things that will put that off for me is the travel to the place. If it was around the corner, then I'd definitely be more likely to go there. Even
Yeah.
I wouldn't
of
care about
course,
them
yeah.
paying for it or anything. But I don't think I'd want to travel somewhere to do that. But I'd say if there was one like an hour away, I'd probably give it a shot, see what it's like. But other than that, I don't think it's not my kind of thing. What about so?
I think
You'd go, Jake.
I think I'd have to know the game at least a little bit. Like, I've watched a lot of StarCraft, like just on Twitch, but because I still don't know the intricate parts, it wouldn't be as impressive to me as if I went to League or Counter Strike,
Yeah,
which
like a
I've
big
put
event
quite a lot of hours in
happens.
myself. I'd be like,
Right.
he just absolutely dumped on that guy. That was sweet. And everyone else was like, yeah, man. But if I went I went to StarCraft, I'm like, who won? Oh,
Yeah.
he won. It said he won. I'm like, that was so good. You see all the shooting and stuff. It was so colourful.
You'd be hearing no
Like when
cheering
I
and you
first
wouldn't
saw
know what's
League,
going
I was
on.
like, it was like this rainbow fighting each other, and I was like, this is so cool. I've got to play this game. My friend's like, we're playing it. It's free. I'm like, it's free. And then that's when I started playing League. It was cool.
So you'd
So
go,
I feel
but
like
you'd have to see it.
like for
And
you,
know
Scott,
it.
I would say maybe Smite, but you're not into it to the point where you even follow some of the
I
competitive
enjoy
stuff.
it, and I understand League. I could watch League and know what's going on. It's like I understand it, but even if
I
I
don't
liked
know.
it,
To the degree of
just because I
like
sound like an idiot when I talk, I don't know the
no,
characters.
what I
I know
mean
what's
is
going on.
there's more going on than just go to lane, hit each other, see who wins.
I know there's
Right,
more
like
going on than just that.
okay.
I do
But I'm
know
saying
that
you
kind
wouldn't
of
you wouldn't
stuff.
appreciate it as much. Like I know a little bit about StarCraft, but not enough to be like he really did something really subtle
I
that
know
no
when
one
a
else
guy
would
absolutely
notice.
destroys someone, like where they leap from the jungles and come behind them and push them back into their own friggin' team and you know all that kind of stuff. I don't know what you call any of it in League, but I understand what's going on and when someone's just absolutely outplayed another person and destroyed them. Like I know what goes on. I don't know what wards are and all that kind of crap. I know what's going on, Jake. Okay, I've played it once, but I know kind of what's going on because I played
I
Smite.
think we'll have to
So
test that later.
yeah,
Yeah.
just
You don't
because I
know
don't
about
know
the
the
metagame,
terminology.
about the picks,
Yeah.
about the bans, about the player's history. Like there could be
Yeah.
a big rivalry against these two teams,
Yeah, I
and
don't
then
know about
someone
that
like,
stuff. I thought you meant like the
I guess
outplays
it's
and
like
that
you
in
can
the game.
understand like the action, but it's all like the smaller things, like why did they clear that camp
Right.
first?
that's
Or
what
why
I'm
are they
that's
going
what I'm
from this
saying.
lane to that lane? Or why is he not attacking now? Why isn't he going for this?
See, I
I guess
probably
it's
understand that
yeah.
stuff as well, but like Jake said, I wouldn't know anything about the teams. I'd be like, okay, yeah,
So you say
that's
probably understand that stuff. So
Yeah.
you don't really know then.
just because I don't know your terminology and I can't speak back like a normal league talking person doesn't mean I don't understand what's going on. I do kind of, but I don't really know how to say it and what words that you use because you use all this. Like, I know
No,
Lux and
you don't sound
Alistair,
very.
leave me
You don't.
alone.
You don't
Lux and
sound.
Alistair, I win. Okay, I win the internet. Right. Okay. What about you, Dan Viker, for the tournament thing? Not the LAN. What was it? LAN event?
Well, again, I already said I would go, but probably just once.
Just once? You wouldn't go
Yeah,
like?
probably just once. We'll see what it's like. I mean, if money wasn't an issue, I would probably go once or twice for the games I really loved. But
And
yeah,
Shauna,
Yes, absolutely.
you definitely go to it. Like,
Yes.
what game would you like to go to it for though? If you like, what kind of game would you go to watch?
I like first-person shooters.
So
I could
CS:GO kind
definitely
of
go
things if
for
there was one.
CS:GO
Yeah.
or
I'll be a pro soon, so it'll be fine, babe.
okay. Yes.
Oh,
I'll sit there with my little foam finger and, stand out.
oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, foam fingers.
Um, I like League. I love to watch it. I'm really anxious to start playing it and learn more about it. So, like they were saying, I think it would be better if I knew more about the game so I could understand why what they did is so great. Um, but I would definitely go and watch it even if I didn't know much about it, just
Nice.
for the crowds
Yeah, they're crazy.
and to watch the game.
Okay. And Jake, you already said Jake, wouldn't you?
We've gone through this.
Yeah.
Like I think the second time we're going
I was
through.
just making sure like everyone's got through there. Just
Oh
making
yes.
sure.
Yes,
So any other
yes.
topics? Because
I've got one I
don't.
just thought of.
Okay, go
What do
for
you
it.
think to I don't know about you guys, but when you have a partner or friends that don't game, what is that like? Do you think it's easier for friends to be friends if
Oh.
they both game, or if one games and one doesn't, because then they can just do their own thing? Or what's the best balance to have? Because like,
I've got a
if you've
friend
got a
that.
friend
Okay, go on. Just say what you're saying.
that don't game, sometimes it's nice to just get away. You know, if gaming is a big part of your life, and then just like talk about other things. And then sometimes it's good to meet with friends, and be like, what you've been doing, what you've been playing. If you've both been playing the same game but not with each other, it's cool to kind of, you know, have a rapport of what you like and don't like. And when you meet new people as well, new friends, and they've played a game like you played years ago, it's cool to talk to them and stuff as well. So I was just curious what you thought about that.
Anybody want to go first or?
I'll go.
That was a lot of
Sure.
general stuff right there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will definitely go.
All right.
For me, the majority of my friends don't game, and I think that makes it really difficult because that's the main thing that I enjoy doing in my spare time. It makes it really hard for them to relate when you're really excited about sitting down and playing a new game or you want to show them
Yeah.
something. They just don't get the hype and they kind of look at you like you're crazy. It's like, what, you sit at a TV all day or a computer? Like, mm. I think that it's important to have common interests, especially if it's the main thing that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
If you just like gaming as just something you do every now and then, I don't think it matters as much. In a relationship, I kind of think it's pretty important
Yes. Agreed.
because that's your main thing, and you're going to want to do that with that person and incorporate that time with them. But you would, like, you're going to
Yeah,
want to sit down
definitely.
and play with them, and it's not like,
Oh, that's
hey
good.
babe, let's sit down and watch a movie. It's, I want to shoot you in the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's lovely.
It's a good
But
song.
did you hear?
romantic.
Did you hear how good Scott was saying I wasn't Counter Strike? You don't want to fuck with me. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
don't mess. Don't mess
I will
with
Yeah.
that.
totally shoot you in the head.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Yeah, that's Spawn when he's on your own team. That's the way to get them, okay? You get banned, but it's worth it. What about you then, Vika?
Uh,
Have you always like dated and have friends with people that gamed? No. Okay.
no. One of my exes we did for 8 months, he did not really like video games. And there was a host,
Sorry,
there
can
was
I just
a,
interrupt you?
yeah,
It's weird that the girl likes to and the guy doesn't. Because I swear
not
almost
really.
every really.
No, you
No,
have a
I
kind
know
of a
people who don't like
dated view of the
games.
world,
I guess I
Yes.
do.
Jake.
I don't know many girl gamers then. I guess that's what it is.
Nope. You say that, but then I think most viewers, like half the viewers are in your chat are all female. But
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem as hardcore as you though. I don't mean that in
it's
a negative
okay. I
way,
mean,
but
there's gamers are gamers. Is how you
yeah.
identify. But no, there was someone I dated, and on top of a host of other problems, though, he really hated gaming, and I did
Hated
stop
it? Oh wow,
for
that's
those like six,
Oh.
7 months.
It's kind of nice that you would
Um,
do that for him though, I think.
no, because that's kind of like changing who
No.
I really am.
yeah,
It's
that's
not nice.
not nice to
No.
make
He was
yourself
like
a different
controlling and
person.
manipulative, and like you don't change for somebody. You just find someone that fits.
I think you
So it
can.
was, yeah, it was not fun. Because I really loved playing video games and not really being able to kind of sucked
Mhm.
big time. And I agree with the friend thing. You kind of need to have friends that also game if you're really into it because there isn't much to relate to. And I always find it kind of odd because it's like, well, what else do they do in their spare time? They just, I mean, they sit there and watch TV shows or something while I'd be
I can't do
gaming,
that.
and so they're kind of, I don't know, it's kind of two different worlds almost with the world of gaming and
I
not.
feel
But
like we.
people,
Oh, go on. So no, carry on. I didn't know you were gonna carry on.
no, I was gonna say people typically become friends or partners with someone that they're similar with. So that's kind of what it is with friends and partners, anyways. So yeah,
That's,
if you're really into it, you have things to share and things in common.
yeah.
And if it's a huge part of your life, you want the larger parts to be in common. You don't want to have obscure, like, I like to kayak, but I probably wouldn't date someone that was a competitive kayaker because
Right.
we don't really click just because I like it.
Yeah.
So,
I
Yeah,
like to
what I
kayak,
say.
but I wouldn't really know how to make a conversation about that either. That's the thing. It's
Exactly.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
I kayaked once in a lake. Yeah, do you wanna? Would you do kayaking again? Yeah. That's where the conversation kind of ends. You can't really have a massive conversation about kayaking,
Yeah.
I suppose. The same with rock climbing. I really like that, but if you can do it with the person, then I suppose it's good. But if they're competitive, like you said, you don't want that. Well, I'd say I'm the opposite from Shauna, to be fair. Like, Shauna said she's got no friends that do gaming. I mean, I've only got friends that game, to be fair. I don't really have any friends that don't, thinking about it. Like, even my friend who's, like, least of a gamer, I'd say the only thing, other than games I've got in common with him, is TV shows I watch. We just, like, talk about the TV shows we watch, and then it's mostly talking about games anyway. So... like that's the thing about me. I've only got friends who game, and then I find it hard to make conversation with people who don't really game, because that's mostly
Yeah, it
what I
is.
do.
It's like Viker, you wonder what they do with that spare time. They're like, oh, have you seen Breaking Bad? I'm like, yeah, I've seen 2 series. I didn't think it was that great. And then they're like, but what about this? And then this. I'm just like, I just play games.
Yeah,
You know, because it's like a story you get to interact with, or you get to affect the outcome of the game, or you do your own pace, or you play at your own with friends. It's like
It's actually interesting. I just started a job this past week. And it's been kind of interesting to see how relationships form because there's 15 of us in the class, and all of us are very different from each other. So it's been interesting to see who kind of groups together and who doesn't. Because the people I usually sit with this past week, there was somebody who loved watching TV shows, another one that's like a power mom, and she walks everywhere and she doesn't have time for TV. And then there's myself, who's a huge gamer, and actually met another huge gamer in the classroom. And the huge gamer and I had tons of conversation, but then when I'm sitting with the other people, there's not really much to talk about. It's still kind of like small chat. So it's odd. Odd and
Okay.
interesting. Yeah.
And what you were saying about changing who you are for somebody. I started to say that, I think that you can take your partner's feelings into consideration. Obviously, you want to try to do things that make them happy, and you don't want to do certain things that don't make them happy.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have to change the things that you love most for that person.
Yeah.
You just find those common things, and
Yeah.
it works better.
Mhm. Yeah.
As-
Focus on the similarities and not the differences. Essentially,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
can.
Well,
It's possible.
You could also like introduce them to the differences though. That's the thing, because I found with my ex I was like introducing her to games. There was obviously certain games she didn't like, but
Hmm.
it's better than not. And if you can just be like, oh yeah, you play a bit of The Sims, the only game you like, but at least it's a game. She tried that
Right.
one and she enjoyed that, and I just watched.
Did you enjoy it as well, though? Were you having
Yeah,
fun?
yeah, because it was kind of funny to just watch her destroy everything
Yeah.
accidentally. So it was more of a humorous thing to watch because she was so bad at it, but it's still it was kind of funny.
Cool, I was curious to that. I don't have any other topics anyway, guys. Other than
How about you, Jake? You didn't really talk about your friends. And...
I met one of my best friends. Yeah, that's it. No, I got no friends. No, met one of my best friends in a maths classroom because we started talking shit about Smash Bros. Basically, we were sat in maths, and I was sat next to this guy called Liam that I'd never spoke to before, and I was talking to someone else about Smash Bros. He's like, "Oh, you got a GameCube?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I got a blue one." He's like, "I got a black one." I'm like, "I wanted the black one." But anyway, that's all we're talking about.
Yeah.
The black one is cooler, by the way. I think they did a silver one as well. Anyway, he was saying he was really good. I was saying that I'm better than him. I said I played Fox. He plays Falco, and then
Ooh.
yeah, so I kicked his ass, obviously. No, we were so even as well. Like, sometimes I'd win and sometimes he'd win, and it was just this forever battle. And we'd go around his place, and there'd be like me, him, and James and Stephen. There'd be like four of us all playing Smash, and it was like super fun. So we all played Call of Duty together and stuff, like on the Xbox. So, and that's kind of like that was like our little group of like closest friends, sort of thing. And then obviously you have like a small. Now I have like it's almost like a brotherhood. I feel like online of
Yeah.
people that I've known. Like I've known Ginge, one of my mods, for like 6 years now,
Wow.
and I've met him once in person as well. And he's just the fucking coolest guy in the world. I love him.
Yep.
He's not here now, so he doesn't know I said that. So shh. But
I'll tell him. I'll
like
tell
quite.
him how much you love him. It's
Yeah,
okay.
don't tell him.
Just
'cause
know we're in
he'll
the
fuck-
circle, Scott.
Yeah.
Gotta tell him. I've gotta
This
tell
is
him.
secret time. 12 people have heard.
It's not Vegas.
But,
It's not Vegas.
I agree. It's you can obviously I don't know how to word this. Your closest friends are going to be the ones that obviously have the same interests as you.
Yeah.
And even if they are online or you've met them before, I don't think it really matters as long as you get along and you enjoy the same
Yeah.
things. But in the way of partners, I've never had a girlfriend apart from Shauna that's actually enjoyed gaming. So if I'm in a game, she'll be like, "I'll wait till you finished," rather than, "What are you doing? We gotta go. We gotta do this." It's like 10 minutes, 17 rounds in, just chill. He's planting the
Yeah.
bomb.
He's
Shh.
planting the bomb.
You know, yeah. Ginge needs to hear. Shut up. It's like it's or it's like they just understand like, oh, we'll just chill and play a game or watch it. It's you can enjoy that part with them as well.
Yeah.
Like because
Yeah.
as well as like I think multiplayer games and story play games because I'd happily sit and watch Shauna play something.
Yeah, same.
Like a story-driven game to see how she'd react and be interested to how she'd like her angle on the story and how I'd take it, and then it'd be kind of fun.
I don't even think it needs to be just a story-based game though. It's kind of fun to watch.
No,
your
but I
friends
mean
play
online
anything.
as well. Like
Yeah.
as long as I'm better than she is.
Wow.
and-
Oh,
Not
that was the thing you
because-
mentioned a while back, wasn't
I
it?
like
That was
arm
the thing.
wrestling.
yeah, she destroyed me on arm wrestling. Alright, I give her that. But what's the CS:GO rank? Like,
Okay.
what's the league?
Hey, I
And-
just
I don't
Sure.
care what you say though. She uses a macro on her arm wrestling thing. There's no
That's
way.
what I said there.
Dirty
I'm
hacker.
I'm not a sore loser though. If she's better than me, I'll say yeah. She fucking destroyed me, and she did. She beasted Ginge, and she beasted me, and she beasted Scott.
When she beat me though, I was like listening for the keyboard and I was like, I want to hear how fast she types, and I couldn't hear anything. And then later on, I could hear her typing. And it was like, you were using a macro, weren't you? You weren't typing.
Got a
at the
super
time."
stealth
Yeah,
X2000
it's so
keyboard.
fast you can't hear her. It's like
Yeah,
it's a ninja.
breaks the sound barrier. But sorry, you go, Shauna.
nope. Go ahead. I'm done.
I was just gonna say with the partners thing, I think it's gonna be good. it's like a nice change for me not to worry about that. Like,
Oh.
Don't take me away
worry
from
about
my gaming. I've got.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the other love, you know.
Yeah.
It's not the worry like, oh, I've got to pack this in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
'cause,
now it's a shared love. It's like a freeway with gaming. It's all good. Whereas the other thing,
Yeah,
it was taking
definitely.
you away from your love, and now it's like
It was
breaking up the freeway. You know. It's all good
Yeah,
now.
I mean, it instead of being like, "Hey, let's go watch a movie," I can sit down and watch what he's doing, and it's that's fun for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can shoot a guy in the face, and it's fun.
I can watch him shoot him in the face.
Or he can get
Yeah.
salty, and then you can just kind of snigger in the background at how salty he's been.
look at this actor. Like, you're just getting wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see the finger sent, by the way? The thing about from Blackpool, the
salty-
salty thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yes.
that's just so PJ Salt right there. I forgot what it even said though.
It
Licking the
was-
salt off someone's
Yeah,
face.
no, it said
It
she
said
kissed
she
me on the
began to
cheek.
lick my-
I asked
There it
her,
is.
did she
I've
love
got
me?
it here, Scott.
Oh, have you got it?
She
Go.
began to lick my
Oh, is
cheek.
it
I
lick?
said, "Do you love me?" She said, "No, I need the salt."
And I was thinking, I'll say that to
Yeah.
you now. Whenever you're
Salt.
friggin' salty, I'll be like, I need the salt, bruh. I need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think to me that's like a super cool thing. So I don't know. I was just
Mhm.
wondering about your guys' past with partners, or gamers, or friends, etc. I think that's pretty cool.
I guess it's really interesting too because my boyfriend, if he ever wants to gift me a little something, it's not like something physical. It's like, here's a skin and
Yeah.
legs. He gives me Foxfire Ari last night. It's like, oh hi, thank you. Like it's just
No, it's like
I
you're
don't know.
playing mid and
Who
you're gonna
needs
wreck.
roses
Or
when you've got league skins? It's all good.
Exactly.
They're beautiful.
Exactly.
there is like Heartseeker Vayne. He could have got like there's like even Valentine skins as well.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
He's something
We
romantic.
got
in
it
the game.
covered.
Well, I have the Varus one, and that's the only one I wanted. of
Oh,
them.
okay. There's a ward though. There's like a love heart ward. No, it's the thought that counts. I don't
I have
know.
a Spider Ward. We love Heart one.
The spider one? Oh, the Elise style one.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it is the ones from Halloween 2 years ago. They just like rise out of the ground, like there's a gravestone, a ghost, and then like a spider one.
Oh yeah, when the Zyra skin came out.
Yeah, with the release of Twisted Tree Line, the redone one. I think that's when they released all those.
I have a picture of the Admiral for you guys, if you want to see it. Do you know the guy who was
Yeah,
cosplaying while he was
definitely.
singing?
Yep.
Let me see. Here's the link. The Shadows just sent me this. There's 3 pictures. Oh yeah. Send that link. I'll send it in the stream chat if you've all got that open, because then the stream can see it too.
Yep.
Oh,
Jake, has anyone picked? Have they picked a new mid laner? Well, they already have one. I'm assuming, but have they released the name or who is the mid laner for
C9.
C9 now?
They're saying incarnation,
They're saying Incarnation.
but I don't know how true that is.
Okay. Because I'd be really interested to see who they come up with to replace High.
But I don't know. I haven't been since I've been playing Counter Strike. I've been following a lot more of that. So
No, again, Guild Wars 2 just sucked me in this week trying to get
that's
that
it.
baby.
You get your hooks, but
So, all right.
the Admiral looks pretty cool. I've got to say.
he had a sword with him and a dagger like on his side leg, but it was the opposite side to where the picture's been
I can
taken.
see it poking out of like
Yeah.
where his bum would
But
be.
he's singing every song that comes on, and he's picking these amazing songs. Like Rick Astley was on there, Never Gonna Give You Up. Everyone was singing along to that one when it came on.
No.
Everyone loves
It's
that
like
song,
Don't
though,
Stop
don't they?
Believing. I'm like playing the guitar and singing it at the same time, and it was just so much fun. But he picked like the funniest songs ever. Like I was saying before, that horse and whatever song, I forgot what it's called.
Amazing.
My
Yes,
horse is amazing or whatever, and just all songs like that. You know, like funny YouTube songs. He had them all saved on that because that was his console. And he brought
He had a
it in there,
playlist.
and and he had so many funny songs. It was good.
So there's a poster here. It says "fuck everything and move to Japan." And it's like a guy face palming with
Yeah,
loads like
there's a lot of posters like that there.
that's pretty cool.
Basically, there was the reverse of that. Move to Japan and fuck everything, which basically was like.
Oh my god.
Well,
It basically, it was weird because it had a girl and it had tentacles. Nothing was happening, but you could kind of guess, and yeah,
Yeah.
it was the reverse.
Awesome.
And then what's the other picture? Oh yeah, that's the Sky Saga song.
I've got a question for you guys. Do you collect like models and stuff from games,
No
or
money for it.
posters, or no? Would you though?
Would I? Yes, definitely if I had the money. Oh, the like the Legend of Zelda ones, like the little chibi ones, are so cute. They're
You
so
think
cute.
you would? What
Oh
about you,
yeah,
Scott?
I have
What's
no
your
space for it, but I would.
I don't know if I would. Maybe because I'm a diva when it comes to decor.
Well,
So,
so it has to be Zelda everything
put
or
it this
nothing,
way:
you
if
know?
you had a special room off to the side with all your games in it, and then you could just put them all on it, I'd do something like that. If I had like,
Or a cabinet or something dedicated just
Yeah.
to.
it would have to be in its own little area, like its own
yeah,
room,
that's what
and
we're
then
saying
yes.
anyway.
But I couldn't just have like a cabinet in my living room because it would drive me crazy.
What if Jake just
Everything
came
has a
along with
theme.
like a league sculpture and was just like, this is going on the TV and it's saying like,
Oh
We're having
my
a Zelda
God.
lamp
Yeah.
You know
and a
what?
Pokemon sofa.
yeah.
I,
Bit of match.
Okay, could you not do decor with the gaming? You could
you
like theme
know,
it.
in that case, he could go ahead and stick it out. I'd
I don't
make an
want that.
exception.
I don't know if I would. If it was something like a keyboard that's exactly what I want, but it could be like Zelda styled, I would look at it and be like, maybe. But I wouldn't like buy figures and stuff and like have a display. I don't think that's something I would do. But I did see there was one thing that I saw that was pretty cool, like a knife out of Counter Strike, but it was like a letter opener, so it actually was useful
Oh
for
yeah.
something. It wasn't just
Okay.
like a statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
So
I'd
yeah,
like
that
that kind of stuff though, like novelty stuff, what you can use as well, gaming collectibles, like what you just said. But I
But
can't
I
think of
feel
that
like
many.
if I had a cabinet shelf and there was nothing to put there, I would probably think about like what can I put there? It'd be cool. Or if I went to a convention and saw something cool, then I'd maybe pick some up because then it'd
Maybe
be
a
like
cloud statue or something.
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be memorabilia as well. So it'd be it wouldn't just be like I've just seen that I'm ordering it off eBay or whatever.
Right,
It'd be cool.
there's a guy who basically does sculptures online and he streams it, and I forgot his name. It's something like CNUT Bush.
Oh,
CNOT Bush. Yeah.
is
It's
he on Twitch?
yeah, I know, I watch him all the time. It's like CNOTBUSCH.
SCH, yeah, and it's
Yeah.
really good what he does. It's amazing, and I thought
Yeah, it is. He
if
has a
I
really
was
cute dog
rich,
too.
I'd just be like, make me all of this. But I'd tell him to
Yeah,
have
I've
fun
seen
with it
his
as well.
work.
I'd be like, just go nuts and make whatever you want to do. Because when I've seen him do his
My
own creative stuff, he's been really good with it.
my favorite one is he did the Legia Cruise from Monster Hunter 4, I believe. And it was gorgeous.
He's
It
amazing,
was
isn't he? It's just
gorgeous.
when I was watching, I
He's
Yeah.
never knew he'd
incredible.
done it, but he's so good.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of thinking of stuff? What about I would probably get a painting because there's a girl
Oh,
on
that's true too. Yeah.
Twitch that does
Okay.
League of Legends painting. She's called Miss Cookies, and
Oh, I've seen her.
she
Yeah,
paints
she's
like the
really
most
good.
amazing stuff. And she did this thing once where
Yeah.
she was like drawing subs and stuff as well, which was pretty cool. 'Cause she had this like little wall with like a post of like 10, 15 subs that she'd pencil drawn. She just like big paintings of the splash arts, and they look really really cool.
I like
So
artists though. I've got a finger just watching what artists do. I think when I see that kind of stuff, especially when it's gaming related, I think that looks awesome.
the thing that I love the most is like when she starts and it's like the base colors, and I'm like, wow, how is this gonna look so good? And then I'll come back like 2 hours later or the next day,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, it's developed so much, and you can see why she was doing certain things, and it's like it's really interesting to see. So I think that's cool. Like what's it? Fan made art is also a cool thing.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I definitely would commission people, I think, to make something.
Oh, is this something the guy made?
Yeah, I just linked in Skype chat the Legia Cruise picture. It is on the Facebook. I linked in the Twitch chat.
Wow.
But yeah, it's fairly large actually. It's
Look
it's
at
like
the
this big.
detail is amazing.
It's watching